Hello everyone, today we're going to attempt to beat Ninja Gaiden 2 the Dark Sword of Chaos Deathless. None of my attempts got past 5-1. Today, not all together. Not all together, just today. I'm playing one sloppy because I don't care enough to do this stage. I just want to go back to the harder ones. But every time you fail, you have to start from the beginning, so here we are. The closest I got to beating this game, I got to the final boss, and the two attempts I was gonna win, he had 2 slivers of health left. So, yeah, I couldn't beat the final bosses because he had 2 HP left versus my little 6 or 7 HP, because you don't get healed between the bosses. So, literally, if we get there with bad health, we might as well just reset during whole entire run. Because guess what? You don't heal between bosses, as I said before, so we just have to worry about getting there and figuring that mess out. Issue is getting there. I don't feel confident until I get to 5-2, right? Well, the part of 5-1 where you're actually in the area where all the spikes are. Until then, I don't feel confident until the end because everywhere else it's been pretty consistent. It doesn't. My worries is actually in 3-2. Usually you hit both, but that time you only hit that, which is wild. But there's a life up here if you want to grab it. If not, ignore it. Potion's right here. There's another potion in the next screen. I'll tell you where it's at because I'm not actually going to take the time to hit it. It's in between that crack, in between the gap right there when you fall down to go to the boss. And we're gonna basically make this win a non-factor. Just do this, and boom, we're done. Stage 3-1. 3-1 is the only stage where you cannot actually see the platforms due to the fact that obviously your screen is dark. So as we advance, we have to be careful so we don't accidentally jump ourselves into the pit/water below. Too bad 3-1 is not a stage I have an issue with, unless he decides that you don't want to jump. That's the only time I have an issue with it, when he decides, oh, I don't want to jump. I'm just gonna ruin your run. Make you redo stage 1-1, 2-1-2, and all of that all over again. Well, we're in 3-2. 3-2 is basically easy until we get to the third screen. I'm speeding this up because I risk not to have to redo some of this mess. Alright, throw this. Get rid of him. Gonna be a bird that spawns in at the bottom right. Get rid of this guy before he spawns in his projectile so you don't accidentally get hit by it and then you knock back into a pit, because that has happened to me before. Cling to this wall so his knockback won't matter, and there's a potion right there. Now here it will determine if we're in 4-1 or not. We just have to make it past the screen. Well, we all screened a bird, so that basically gave us the ability to know we're done with 3-2. I'm not joking, that's it. That was my last real obstacle. Everything else is just child's play at this point. We have enough health, we're gonna get a potion in the literal first lamp we see. So, we're gonna have basically full health against this boss, so the only thing we have to worry about is doing the boss. Four one. As you can see, we are now in the cave-like setting. Those will spawn indefinitely as long as you keep off-screening them. Alright, got rid of everybody there. That's good. And yes, we're gonna use that against the boss whenever we get to the boss. Alright. There's a scroll right here. Throw this so you can get rid of all of that. And now we have to just platform our way to 4-2. Okay. Now, if you didn't grab that scroll, the scroll will spawn right there. As long as I didn't respawn the other thing, I'm good. And now we're basically in 4-2. As you can see, 4-2. We're being pushed against the floor by this water-like substance. It's not water. That's saliva from the boss that we're going to be facing at the end. I had to slow down to make sure I get this jump right. A lot faster to just jump, but certain spots you just can't, you know. Alright, this screen, next screen has a potion, so if you are low on health, you can actually make use of getting some of your health back. The potion is right here. We're gonna refill right here, and then we're just gonna throw the shuriken right here and get rid of everything that's in front of us. Grab this because we're gonna use this against the boss, and it's the last one you can get in this stage. So, grab it. Wait for all these birds to come up to us, because if you don't, they're gonna follow you basically to the end, and you don't want that. Alright, here's how we're gonna cheese this boss. We don't even have to move. We just have to hold up and then throw this. That's literally it. Alright, we're back in 5-1. But before we start anything, go up here first. So you can refill this. I wish you could cling to this wall, but you can't. It will make it a lot easier, but you can't. Get rid of these two. Now this determines if we're gonna have an easy way of 5-1 or not. We want that to fall down. Okay, it does. We're gonna use this until 5-2. That's why I basically died in 5-1 my first attempt. I got the 5-1 today because I couldn't use this. Because that bat is annoying and it's an annoying place. Okay, I'd rather you take and hit me instead of what could have hit me. Here's a bat and a bird and a bat. Scroll's right here, and that's why I'm doing that, and an extra life is right here. Good thing I timed that perfectly. As I said, there's a potion in 5-1. The potion is up there, where that guy was standing. There's the potion. And now we're basically in 5-2. 5-2, we're going to use this until we get to the very end of the first screen. And after that, we don't need it anymore. Alright. Yeah, I know I did 5-2 perfectly. Potion's right here, and this is the second screen of 5-2. Nothing. And now we're on the last screen of 5-2. I feel like the end of this game was rushed. I really do. You don't have to worry about that bat, so. Alright, here's how we're going to cheese this boss. We're going to go to the bottom right, and then have these guys align. We only have to do one more cycle. Hopefully it doesn't spawn anything that hits me, and boom. We're in 6-1. 6-1 is 3 screens, even though the second screen there's nothing on there. I found out something too. I know there's a potion in 6-1, and not only that, but I found out this guy right here doesn't move until a set amount of time. Yeah. Don't hold right there, and also when you get down here, don't jump. That guy will literally knock you into the pit below, and you don't want to do that after you got to this far. Scrolls up here. Get rid of this guy. The potion's right here. Don't know how you're supposed to know about that potion if you didn't know about it already, but who cares? Jump so you can get rid of him. Grab this and get rid of everything above you. There's extra life up there if you need it. And basically we're in 6-2. 6-2, there's no pits, so it's literally get from point A to point B. I want to use this as soon as you pass him, because all these enemies that spawn. I'll screen that guy and then respawn them. Alright, we're basically in 7-1 now, because I'm going to choose this boss too. This weapon is what we need. We're going to go up to the top right. They can't really reach us up here, and we're going to somewhat align these guys, but not completely. And there you go. We're back here in 11 minutes, which is good. Alright, let's see if I can somewhat do what I did, my attempt that y'all won't ever get to see the light of day. Because I did 7-1 so good, I was like, what? I had that in me? The main issue is there's a bird in pretty much every section of 7-1. Except for the ones where you climb a ladder. Get rid of this bird, get rid of this bird, because that bird has not been back and he will fidget his way up. He will fidget the heck up. Alright, there's a scroll on this screen. It's right above this guy. Bird spawns in from behind, get rid of him. Bird spawns in from there, get rid of him. Now wait for this to go away, we don't want that. I've been very careful with this screen lately. And this is the final screen of 7-1. All we have to do is literally get rid of all of this. Alright. And wait for this bird-like enemy to come to us. Now wait for this guy to shoot and attack him so you don't take unnecessary damage. Now, before we continue 7-2, something that we need to happen, we need two things to happen. We need to take not enough too much damage to the point where we can't fully heal. And also we have to make sure that the knockback is in a way where we don't have to worry about falling into a pit. So let's be careful. You'll see what I'm talking about soon. We don't want that shuriken. Now, what we need here is we need to get knocked back to the left from that enemy that's shooting the fireballs. Issue is sometimes he will knock you back to the right, so that determines if this is it or not. Or we can just get a downward aim and move, but no. Alright. Let's see if we can get the knockback. Perfect. And that thing didn't knock me back. Okay, good. Because my last attempt, I got knocked back by that, and it caused my run to end. Alright, dude. Whatever you do, jump here, please. Thank you. And now we're going to use this. Because there's another enemy that's in the most cheaply placed area I've ever seen. This is the second screen, and this screen has the first potion. The only issue is you got to deal with a lot of birds to even get there. I mean, a lot of birds. We want this weapon because there's going to be a lot of enemies that's placed below us. We can just walk slightly to get rid of him. And this is the final screen. Here's a fun fact about this screen. You can't go back. After you get to this wall, you can't go back. So, we have to time this jump. That's fine. I'd rather that hit me than him. Because he does 3 damage to you if you get touched by him. And now we're going to have birds spawn in as soon as we go to the right. I'm not joking. We don't want this soul weapon. We want this. Now, I'm gonna hug the top left wall. This is the best health situation I ever had for this. Now, the only thing that sucks is we spawn to the far left, which makes it harder for me to actually get this guy because I gotta realign these freaking clones every time he hits me. This is the best health I ever had for the final boss. I have 7. The only thing that's gonna suck is having to get past it. Wait. Just wait. I don't even know if I'm hitting it. If I was, then sure as it's not acting like I'm hitting it. Now I know I'm hitting it. Come on. Come on. And we finally did it. Oh my lord. Jesus. It took too many attempts to finally do it, but as soon as I saw how much health I had, I was like, I should be done now. I shouldn't mess up. And we don't. Now I can move on to other projects. I finally did it. And now we're just gonna wait for the titles, the ending to begin. So, I'll see you whenever the credits start to roll and stuff. Alright, you may be wondering, when am I gonna start Ninja Gaiden 3, The Patience Ship of Doom? I don't know. I just know one thing. It's the hardest out of the three. So I can't wait to do attempts and start failing. But the thing is with how they do the second game, the first there's a lot of levels where you're going vertical, like a lot more levels than any other trilogy, any other games in the trilogy. Like there's so many times you go vertical, it's basically you're climbing up a freaking tower. But you're not going through a tower, you're going through a ship, quote unquote. Even so, I'm just glad that this project is over. This probably took way more attempts than Ninja Gaiden 2. You know, say 1. Because Ninja Gaiden 1 was Ninja Gaiden 2, because of these knockbacks and enemy placements being so bad in certain areas. It feels like later parts, like Stage 7, felt like they just throw every enemy that we had in the game here. Throw them all in there. They'll figure it out. And you saw whenever I got to 7-2. You saw when I got to 7-2. If I didn't get knocked back the right way, this video wouldn't even be here. So, the fact that we got knocked back the left way was what saved us in this run. Because I did 7-2 and 7-1 so great, just so I could finally have a chance to finally say I beat the game Deathless again. This is my second time doing this. For the first time for a video. So, with that being said, it was a trial to do. But we got it done. The sucky part is the next game is harder than this for the wrong reasons. The sad part is the Japanese version is easier than this version because the Japanese version of Ninja Gaiden 3 Infinite Continues will still exist and then other things probably change. But when they brought it to the US, they decided to make it harder. Not like the two other games weren't hard enough, but either way, at least we actually made it through. We could have lost, but we didn't. You saw how low our health was, and guess what? Ninja Gaiden 3 does the same thing when it comes to the bosses, so whatever health I had before, that's all I have. And the sad part is, they even made them worse in Ninja Gaiden 3, you see. In the final stage of Stage 3, 7-3. Whatever time you had, you could probably lose all your. You can probably lose because you lose to having too much time, too little time left. So, yeah, it's kind of barely possible to beat the whole game Deathless. Either way, we're now done with Ninja Gaiden 2: The Dark Sword of Chaos. Next time we do this project will be Ninja Gaiden 3, which is gonna suck. So with that being said, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. This was a mess, and I hope you have a wonderful day or night. Goodbye. I hated freaking having to do this so many times. But with that being said, take care.